Welcome back, friends. We will move on and proceed with the topics of gravitation. See, the first topic which I will start today is of mass and weight. See, in our day-to-day language, day-to-day when we speak with each other, we always use this word weight. What is your weight? What is my weight? My weight is around 70 kg. But in physics, the word weight is something different and mass is different. Okay, mass is the matter contained in the object, while weight is the gravitational force acting on that object. As a result, both are having a different units. Actually, mass is measured in kg and grams, while weight is measured in Newton and dyne. Remember? Okay, so whenever someone asks you what is your weight, you will say no. Weight is actually what? Measured in Newton and dyne, and whatever you are telling him, like it is 70 kg, 50 kg, 60 kg, that is your mass. Correct? Now see the difference between mass and weight. Mass is the amount of matter contained in a body. Take one example, that this is a pen, and imagine there are 10 crore. Imagine there are 10 crore particles in it. Okay, I carefully take this pen and move it to the equator and move it to the poles. Then I take it to the surface of the moon. Tell me, will the number of particles inside this pen increase, decrease, or remain same? The answer is it will remain same. The particles will not change. If there are 10 crore particles in this pen, they will be 10 crores on the equator, on the pole, or even on the surface of the moon, or in my hand where I am presently sitting. Reason is, mass is the matter contained in the body and it doesn't change from place to place. Is it okay? This matter in this body will not change from place to place, and that's why mass is a scalar quantity. Mass is scalar, and units of mass are kg and gram. Simple. Kg is in SI system and gram is in CGS system, right? Now let's talk about weight. Weight is a gravitational force acting on the object, and as I told you, weight is given by a formula m mass into g, small g. Small g is gravitational acceleration or acceleration due to gravity. And in the earlier topic I told you acceleration due to gravity varies on the surface of the earth. On the poles it is different, on the equator it is different. As you go deep inside the earth, value of g will decrease. As you go higher at some height, value of g will also decrease. It is maximum on the earth's surface, and that value is 9.8 meter per second square. So when I take the object and measure its weight on the poles, then on the equator, then inside the earth at some depth or at some height, okay, what conclusion you can draw? The weight will be different, because weight is a product of mass and acceleration due to gravity. It's as simple as this. Okay, once again I repeat, weight is a product of mass and small g. Small g means what? Acceleration due to gravity, and acceleration due to gravity changes from place to place, and that's why weight changes from place to place. Secondly, weight is a vector quantity. It is not a scalar like mass. Weight changes from place to place, and weight is considered as vector, and the units of weight in SI system is Newton. Since, I repeat, weight is the force acting on the object, and that's why units of force is Newton and dyne. So weight has got units Newton in SI system and dyne in CGS system. Okay, one more point I will tell you. See, acceleration due to gravity on Earth's surface is 9.8 meter per second square. On the surface of the moon, it is 1/6. What? 1/6 that of Earth. Means you divide 9.8 by 6, the answer is 1.63 something. That is the value of g on moon surface. Now answer my question. If I take an object, okay, from the surface of earth to surface of moon, will its mass change? No, mass will remain same. Will its weight change? Yeah, definitely weight will change. By what factor? It will be 1/6 of that of earth. Or in other words, I can say, if my weight, if my weight on earth is 100 Newton, example I am giving you, if my weight on earth is 100 Newton, and if possibly I reach moon, my weight will be 1/6 of that. Okay, that means 100 Newton divided by 6, whatever value is there will be my weight. So this is about the difference between mass and weight. Mass is matter contained in the body, weight is the gravitational force acting on the body. Mass is scalar, weight is vector. Mass is measured in kg and gram, weight is measured in Newton and dyne. Okay, now let's talk further about a new topic, that is gravitational waves. See, our next topic is about gravitational waves. How we understand gravitational waves? Actually, waves we see on the surface of water. Okay, whenever you throw a stone in water, you can see the waves moving away from the point of disturbance. Actually, waves are of two types: mechanical waves and electromagnetic waves. Okay, now mechanical waves require a material medium like solid, liquid or gas. Okay, the waves which you see around us, like waves in water or waves in a rope, in a string, these are mechanical waves. But at the same time, there are another type of waves. Even sound waves are mechanical waves. Okay, sound waves are mechanical waves. But there is one more category of waves called as electromagnetic waves, and these are coming in different forms. Okay, electromagnetic waves may be X-rays, okay, in the form of X-rays, then in the form of what? Gamma rays, ultraviolet rays, visible light. The light which you see around us is also electromagnetic waves. And next is infrared waves, microwaves, and even radio waves. There are different types of what? Which waves? Electromagnetic waves. And one specialty of electromagnetic waves is that these waves travel with a speed of 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. That means 3 lakh kilometer per second. And that we all know is the speed of light. Secondly, electromagnetic waves do not require any material medium. Means if material medium is present, they can travel through what? Solid, liquid or gas. In absence of these mediums, they can even travel through vacuum. Sunlight reaches our earth. The medium between sun and earth is vacuum. Still, the light waves can travel through vacuum. So these electromagnetic waves can travel through what? Vacuum. Now, what is our topic? Topic is about gravitational waves. These are totally different types of waves. For many years, scientists never had any idea about gravitational waves. Okay, and they are very difficult to measure. Okay, they are very difficult to measure. The first prediction about gravitational waves was given by the great scientist Einstein, Albert Einstein. Okay, in 1916. And after 100 years, the scientists were able to develop a device which can measure what? Gravitational waves. Actually, these gravitational waves are very weak waves given out from heavenly objects, including Earth. Including what? Earth. The planets around us. Okay, they continuously give out these gravitational waves, but they are very weak and special equipments are required for measuring those gravitational waves. And in USA, there are 2 laboratories or observatories which can measure these gravitational waves, and they are given the name of these observatories is LIGO. LIGO. What is the meaning of LIGO or full form of LIGO? LIGO is Laser Interferometric Gravitational Wave Observatory. These two laboratories are observatories are located at Louisiana and Washington in USA. Okay, and they measure the gravitational waves coming from the planets in our solar system or even from distant galaxies or distant Milky Ways, etc. Okay, that is about what gravitational waves. Once again, we will look at it at the board and understand it. So, we are talking about gravitational waves. Waves are of two types, mechanical and electromagnetic. Mechanical waves can travel through solids, liquids and gases, but they cannot travel through vacuum. Okay. Electromagnetic waves can travel through vacuum. Okay. And they may be present according to their wavelengths and frequency. They can be classified into different types, and they are X-rays, gamma rays, ultraviolet rays, visible light, which we can see, infrared waves, radio waves and microwaves. These are electromagnetic waves. Second, we talk about gravitational waves. These gravitational waves were first predicted by Albert Einstein in 1916, and after 100 years, scientists were able to make a device or an observatory which can measure actually the gravitational waves coming from the planets, stars, etc. And the name was given LIGO, Laser Interferometric Gravitational Wave Observatory, and it is located at two places. LIGO observatories are at two places. One is at Louisiana and other is at Washington.